Alright, Milsurp Garage with a little how-to for someone. Rock Base 79 was having a little bit of problem with his M95 Steyr Bayonet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these funky looking pictures right here to describe what exactly you need to do this right. Now, of course, I always, like everyone else, I hear everybody do this, I always have to give this disclaimer. Of course, one is never sure of someone else's capabilities or mechanical knowledge or tool knowledge. I am 100% sure that if you wanted this 100% right, a gunsmith would do it 100% of the time. But this is something that I fooled with that gave me success. That's all I'm telling you. I am not telling you to do this. But if you do, this is what you're going to need. If you're going to start messing with any type of gunsmithing, you can't just have like a couple of screwdrivers, a couple of wrenches, a piece of sandpaper, and like a can of BLO. You're going to have to step up. You're going to have to get a Dremel and a set of tools. This is the minimum. I have a bigger set. I just didn't feel like digging it out. This was just like a kit I bought to replace some of the stones I had worn out, some of the cutting edges, and these are all like compounds for buffing or cutting, and these, they wear out. So this was a good kit just to buy to get some of the basics that you use all the time. For a job like this, I might want to go with like this guy right here, or if one of these fits right in where you need it. But you're going to have to get something that... The Dremel is good because you can control the speed of the drill very carefully, which is important. You know, you could say, well, what do I need a Dremel for? I have a regular drill, that works. So, you know, a Dremel is very exacting. You could get it to rotate very slowly, or you could get that thing to scream and fire away at like 1,000,000 RPM. And it's easily adjustable. It's handheld and small and maneuverable. Perfect for these kinds of things. You definitely need one of these guys. Anyway, you figure out what bit you need necessarily to do this, but it's just, I'm going to show you. This is like you looking at the rifle like head on, like say, you know, like this would be the barrel. This is the barrel band that the bayonet lug is on. Obviously the sight would be like, say, up here, you know what I mean, is where the sight would be. You know what I'm saying? So this is you looking at it head on. And that's what, if you look at it from that perspective, this is what the bayonet lug is going to look like. Now the problem obviously is that this space between here and here is too wide. That's obviously why the bayonet isn't, the slot in the bayonet isn't sliding. This lug isn't able to slide through the slot in the bayonet. So you have to obviously make this thinner. This from here to here should not be an issue. It wasn't on mine, and I haven't seen one that this actually needs to be made smaller. But you're going to go as you start working, you're going to be able to feel it out. My advice would be start from the side closest to where we are. So let's say if this is the barrel, this is the sight, this is the bayonet lug here. It would be orientated, I guess it would just kind of look like that. Right? You would want to start on this side, because you want to start where the bayonet is actually beginning to slide in. You know what I mean? Because you want to start feeling what kind of effect you're having. You don't want to start here on this end with what I'm going to show you, because the bayonet's still just going to get stuck right here, and you're not going to know what's going on back there. You want to fit it a little at a time. You know what I mean? So, starting here, you're going to want to start grinding. See, here's the thing. you immediately want to say, well, if I need to make this part smaller, the easiest thing to do, this is flat and it's right in my face, let me just start filing this down. Because then I'll make this smaller and then it'll fit. The problem with that is that the space between here and here has to remain constant. You cannot change that because the bottom of the bayonet, the part outside the slot, will contact here. That's part of what makes it fit right. So if you start grinding away here, you might not have any effect at all because it can't be relieved here because it's when it's being seated, it's up against here. Does that make any sense? I'm trying to make sense. What you need to do is you need to relieve in here. You need to relieve here. You just need to start grinding here and here. And I made like a larger diagram so you could see what I'm talking about. You know, like this is the barrel band here. You want to start relieving here. And you want to do it starting here as you're moving back. Because you relieve a little bit out of there and then see how it fits in. If you're relieving further and further back, and you're relieving back, let's say, here, I'll make a larger diagram of that. All right, let's say you start relieving here, and you're cutting away, you cut away here, you cut away, so you cut away that much. Don't go crazy. I mean, I'm just giving you a diagram. This isn't the scale, you know what I mean? Just start grinding away a little bit over here. Relieve some here. And then if the bayonet only slid in this far and then started grabbing, mind you don't want to make it too loose. You still want it to fit kind of snug, you know what I mean? But I hate the bayonets where when you push the button, you got to pull and then it comes off all violently. You don't want that either, you know? So once you start getting close, you could do your final fitting. But always remember that you could take metal off, but you're not going to be able to put it back on. That's going to be difficult. You can, but it's going to be difficult. You're not going to be able to do it with just basic tools, adding metal. So just start relieving here a little bit and then fit it. You might have to fit this thing like 1,000 times when you do this. It took me a long time. I relax. I watch TV. I listen to music. I put it down for 20 minutes. I have some chips. I take a couple of sips of coffee. I go back. I do a little more. You just have to just be less is more. Gentle, slow, and steady. You have to be patient. But if you relieve, let's say, up to here, and now it slides in, and it goes all the way to that. Now you know you're on the right track. If you still feel a little resistance, you could also see, like Rock Base 79, you could also see where it's contacting by when you took it off. Where is it shiny? Where is it rubbing? If you see where that it looks like there's a lot of like rubbing that it's going on in here, you can relieve inside of here. That's okay, but you don't want to go too crazy again. If you're taking off metal where it's not necessary here, when the bayonet is on, it's going to flop around. So it is possible that this might also have to be relieved a little bit. I think I might have done just a touch on mine. Just a touch. It might have been like once I got this done and it was sliding on good, the little bit of resistance I had left might have been that just this needed to be relieved just a touch. But I don't even think I hit it with anything crazy abrasive. I think I just hit it with like the fuzzy wheel with a little compound on it or something just to polish that up. I don't really remember. But the important part is that you have to remember that this distance, this overall distance from here to the top here, this distance has to be kept the same, because that's the distance that the bayonet, the bottom of the bayonet goes to the bottom seating point of the bayonet slot. And that has to remain the same. If you grind this off, the bayonet is still going to be up against here. You're just going to have airspace here, and it's still going to be rubbing here. You understand? So you want to relieve here so that It still fits perfectly between here and here, but now this part will fit inside the slot. I hope that's making sense. So, take a little bit off. Take a little bit off from the barrel side down and see if it's fitting in better. If it's fitting in better, then you're good. Just keep grinding, grind that much up, keep grinding. And it fits into here, keep grinding, then it'll fit into here. And then at some point, if you did the whole thing and it's still a little tight, then the whole, there's a little bit more on the whole thing. Fit it again. Still a little tight, fit it again. Then at one point, you're going to get to where, hey, it's fitting nice now. It's going to slide. Oops! Ran out of storage space on my phone. I guess that means I'm talking too much. Alright, I deleted a couple of things over there, but I don't think I have much space. I think I pretty much covered it. Maybe that's my phone's way of telling me to shut up. Anyway, any further problems there, Rock Bay, you could respond here if you have any questions. And I should be able to help. But that should do it. Just remember that the key words are, follow where I told you to take it off. Very, very little at a time. Very, very little at a time. And keep it even. You don't want to butcher it, you know what I mean? You want to take it off nice and easy, nice and smooth. Nice even line when you're done, where you're taking it off. Don't just grind the crap out of it and make it all rough, you know what I mean? And a little at a time, and keep fitting it. My advice to you. Good luck, and hope this was able to help somebody whose M95 bayonet just won't go on. You'll know you have it right when it goes on snug and secure, but not tight, and when you put it on, it clicks and the button pops up. That's the end of the road right there. Alright, everybody, have a good one.